Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining me for Learnosity's first authoring webinar of 2019. A lot of you might know me already from previous authoring webinars, and some of you have previously been on support calls with me, or I've spoken to you through email and support tickets. But for those of you who I haven't had a chance to talk to before, I'm Niamh Casey. I've been working with Learnosity for over 2 years now, helping Learnosity users get the most out of our authoring system. And I'm really excited to see so many of you join me today. So thank you so much for your interest, and I hope you'll find the next few minutes useful. Today's webinar will be short, but it'll be valuable. So before we kick off, I'd like to point out to you that you have all been automatically put on mute. But if you'd like to ask a question at any stage, you can do so using the GoToWebinar control panel. There is a question section available, which you'll see on the screen at the moment. And for any follow-up queries, please email authoring@learnosity.com or log a support ticket at support.learnosity.com. The session is also being recorded, so anyone who is registered will be sent out the recording this week. So in today's webinar, we're going to take a look at all things relating to authoring with video content in Learnosity. So I'll be showing you how to embed videos alongside questions using the standalone video player feature. Then I will also be showing you how videos can be embedded inside questions using simple features. And lastly, I will show you how to author using our brand new video recorder question type. I also want to point out that in order to enable any video recording functionality, so by that I mean our video recording question type or the simple feature video recording, you'll need to contact Learnosity support to enable those features. So firstly, I'm going to give you a quick recap of what we mean by the term features and by the term simple features. So the purpose of both is to enhance a question, and neither will accept a student response. The difference is that features can be inserted above, below, or to the left or right of a question. They can also appear alone in an item. So you could have an item that consisted only of a video player or several video players, and so on. Whereas simple features are embedded inside a question. So you need a question in order to use a simple feature. They can be entered inside any field in the question editor that contains a rich text toolbar. So that's the only caveat with these. The field you insert the simple feature inside of must contain a rich text toolbar. So now we have an understanding of features and simple features. Let's move on to the main portion of our webinar. So I'm firstly going to walk you through Learnosity's video player feature. Remember that the video player feature can appear alongside a question or on its own in an item, and it does not affect the student's response or the outcome of an assessment. Essentially, it can provide students with either additional context around a particular question or act as an engaging full question in the form of a video. So to insert a video, click the plus button on the item edit page, and then in the feature templates list, you will be able to select video player as an option. From here, you'll have the flexibility to either upload a video from your machine or embed a video using a URL. I've selected YouTube as my player type here, so I then enter the URL of the YouTube video I want to use. I can also configure a heading and a summary that will appear at the top of the video, and you can have a look at how they'll look in the preview area of the question editor. And in here, you can also test your video and make sure it all looks okay. Then in the more options section, the width and the height of the video container can be configured. The values you see already entered here are set by default, but I can change them. And then lastly, you'll see at the bottom here, there's a transcript field, and that's to assist with accessibility. So regardless of whether you opt for a hosted video or a YouTube video or a Vimeo or a Brightcove video, we have included a video transcript field there at the bottom of the screen. The transcript will need to be configured on the page by your development team, so it won't show up in preview mode in the question editor or in item preview or in the activity preview, but it will give you the flexibility of choosing how you want to display the transcript to the student rather than Learnosity dictating it for you. And then just a note on the videos, if you choose to upload them to Learnosity, they can be up to 100 megabytes in size, but they must be in MP4 format. There are a couple of additional options that are available if you choose the hosted video player. So with the hosted video player, you have the additional option to select a poster image for the video, so that will appear on the video just before the student plays it. You can also hide controls from the student, and that might be useful if you want to stop the student from pausing, skipping, or replaying the video. And lastly, you have the option to upload a caption file directly to Learnosity, or you can paste in a URL that holds the file. So caption files must be in VTT format. And just a note that if you do choose the hosted video option, It is recommended, if possible, to use our own hosting. So by that, I mean you'd upload the video directly to Learnosity. And that's just because we deliver the video to the student via a CDN or a content delivery network. So students will get the content from their closest geographical server. So now we're going to take a look at simple features. And remember that they're embedded inside a question. This means that if you wanted to, you could have a question like a multiple choice that consisted entirely of videos in both the stimulus and in the response options, provided the rich text toolbar is available in these fields. So we'll take a look at embedding a video player within a question now. So to do this, you open up the question template you want to use in the question editor. In any field where you see the rich text toolbar, you can embed a video. So just click on the Simple Features button in the toolbar and you'll have most of the options available to you that you have in the standalone video feature. Select a player type and you can enter a URL if that's necessary. You can also set up your heading and configure the width and height of the video player container, as well as preview the video from inside the Simple Features modal. Click OK when you're done, and then you can also preview the video with the question in the question editor preview, and then just proceed authoring the question as normal. But just like with the standalone video player feature we just looked at, the video player simple feature does have some additional options if you select the hosted video player. So you can upload or record a video with the hosted video option. You can also upload a poster image that will appear on the video before it's played. And you can also hide the video controls from the student to stop them pausing, rewinding, replaying the video, and so on. So now I'm going to move on to video recording, which can actually be used in two ways in Learnosity. So the first way is as an author, you can record videos on the fly and embed that recording in a question stem or in a response option. So to do this, go to the Simple Features pop-up in the question editor again. And this time, instead of embedding a video recording, you can record a video on the spot. So just select Hosted Video from the drop-down menu and click Record to begin your recording. The video might take a couple of minutes to optimize, but that won't actually interfere with your workflow, so you can continue to author and leave it to process in the background. If you need to delete the video you recorded and make another one, just click Record again, and with this you'll get a warning that this will overwrite your current video. If you do need to move your video around the question, but you don't want to re-record it, you can just copy and paste the video between text fields like you would with any text. So as I mentioned earlier, there are two ways to record in Learnosity, and what I've just walked you through there was specifically for authors. So the second way to record video is student-focused, and with this, students can record a video as a response to a question using our brand new video recording question type. So this is our newest question type. This is available in the written and recorded section of the question editor templates. So all you need to do really is enter a stimulus, and then there are a couple of additional configuration options to play with if you want to. So you could set a maximum video length, so the recording will automatically cut off once the student reaches the maximum length. You could also enable or disable a warning to the student when they are about to overwrite their recording. And then lastly, in the more options section, you can set a max score and also a temp mark. So this question isn't auto-scored, you'll need to manually score it. And lastly, you can change the font size, so just ranging from small to huge. And aside from that, all of the usual metadata fields are available as with any of our question types. In terms of the student experience with this question, the student will be able to record, play, and pause their video. If they want to overwrite a video they record, then they just click on the record button again. If they have their overwrite warning turned on, they will at this point receive the warning, and if it's turned off, they'll receive no message. So with that, this brings the main part of our webinar to an end, and at this stage I welcome you to use the questions section of your GoToWebinar panel if you have any comments or questions about what I've covered. But in the meantime, I'll just do a very quick recap of what was covered today so that you'll have a chance to write in anything. So we looked at the video player feature, which can be embedded alongside a question or on its own. This can be hosted or a video from YouTube, Vimeo, or Brightcove, and the max size limit on this is 100 megabytes. Then we looked at the video player simple feature, which is embedded inside a question. And this can be a hosted, or it can be a YouTube or a Vimeo video. And again, the max size limit on this one is 100 megabytes. So it's 100 megabytes on both. Then we looked at the video recorder simple feature, which allows authors to record videos on the fly and embed them inside questions. And the max size limit on this is also 100 megabytes. And lastly, we looked at the video recorder question type, in which the student supplies their response via a video recording. And the max size limit on this one is 10 megabytes. So all of the others are 100 and this one is 10. And just to remind you again that the video recorder simple feature and the video recorder question type will require you to contact Learnosity in order to enable them. Okay, so now we'll take a look at some questions. So first of all, there's been some comments saying the webinar is really useful, so that's great. Thank you for the feedback. One question is just asking, let's see, about the format of videos uploaded to Learnosity and if we accept MOV files, for example. So the answer to that one is that if you are uploading a video to Learnosity, which is done through the hosted video option, it will need to be in MP4 format. Okay, so another question is asking where the transcript field is available. So the transcript field is available in the video player feature. It's located under more options in the extra section of the question editor, and that will need to be configured on the page by your development team. And while I'm on the topic, I will also remind you that if you choose the hosted video option, you also have the ability to upload a caption file in VTT format. And you'll be able to see that in the preview of the question editor, unlike the transcript. Then there's another question, are captions or transcripts available on simple feature videos? So with simple features, you will need to pre-encode captions if it's a hosted video. Otherwise, you can just use YouTube or Vimeo to include captions. The transcript field is only available by default in the video player standalone feature. But remember that this is a metadata field that contains no logic, so any data you enter will need to be configured on the assessment by your development team, just like a hints field or a distractor rationale field. So as I said, it's a metadata field with no logic, so this means you can just create a custom metadata field called transcript and include that in all of your question types. So it doesn't matter what question type you include a simple feature video in, because if you want to use a transcript, that field will always be available to you in the extra section of the question editor. So there's another question, approximately how much time is the 10 meg limit on student recordings? I believe it's 10 minutes. I can double check for you, but I do believe it's 10 minutes. And then there is one last question. Is the student interface for recording their answers accessible with keyboard navigation or screen readers? I believe it is, but I'm actually going to get back to you on that one. That's Trish Klein. I'm going to get back to you on that one, Trish, because I'm not 100% sure. I'll reply to you tomorrow with that one. Okay, so any unanswered questions, or if you have any follow-up questions, you can reach out to us at authoring@learnosity.com or through a support ticket. But once the webinar finishes, a very short survey will pop up on screen, which I welcome you all to do. So this is to provide us with information around ideal scheduling times and topics. So that's all from me for the moment, and I hope to see you at our next authoring webinar. Thanks for joining me, and bye for now.